people, and welcome back to Cassie Love TV. How are you guys doing? I know it's been a minute, but I have been posting short videos. I hope you guys are watching those. So I do hope all is well with everyone. I am back on here to do another lock video, lock update, retwist update. I want to just talk about, things that I have been doing while waiting to get a retwist on. So next week is going to be my 3 months, a whole 3 months, okay, of going without retwist for the very first time. Normally I go about, month, sometimes almost 2 months before my retwist. And you kind of know when you need a retwist because you can sit here grow out. My goal is to start going semi-free form. That means I may just do a retwist twice a year. That is my goal eventually. So in today's video, I want to talk about some things that I have been doing, with my locks, and also how to protect your locks or your roots between retwists. So number one is separating your locks from your roots so your locks are married to each other. So you have two locks. Here is my two lock right here, peoples. Right? This is my two locks. And all of a sudden, they're combining like this. Right? And now you have to go in and try to separate it before it comes bind. So unless you want your locks to combine, you know what I mean? That's fine. But if that's not what you want to do, you want to go and separate the locks, okay? So that's all you're doing is separating your locks. So locks are so versatile because when you are going through the whole, in-between retwist method, you could still style your hair any way you want to. It's very flexible. So looking at my hair right now, you could tell it needs a whole retwist, right? You can see my loose, natural, and everything. That's when you can actually see that your hair needs a retwist. Some of us may go a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You can go whichever long you want to go, but you want to be very careful with that, and you want to be very mindful because in the process of that, you may experience breakage. One of the most important things I've been doing is separating my locks from the roots. So a couple different ways you could do this. Now, I'm going to show you what I do. So, of course, you want to be gentle. You always want to be gentle with your hair. So, all you need to do is take the hair and separate it like this. So, you separate it. Now, some of them, you may not have to do much. But some of them, you're going to realize that you will have to separate some of them even more than others. So, that's all you're doing is just taking your hair and separate it. Now, mine is already separated. I should have showed you guys how I did that. But either way, I'm showing you how I do it now. So the best time to separate your locks is after you wash your hair. You can separate your locks while it's wet. You just want to take your time and be gentle, okay? Now, when you feel your locks, when you go in and you start to feel it, you're going to know because you're going to actually feel them like tangling up with each other. So you can just take your time and separate. I do separate while I'm washing it to make the process easy. And I also separate it afterwards. The reason why I do that method is because it's less breakage. Now, less breakage meaning if you wait till you finish washing your locks and it's dry, right? And then you try to pop your locks, you're probably going to experience a little breakage. So I would say just be careful with that. You will hear your locks popping at the root. So when you're separating, you actually can feel it. You can feel a little strands of hair probably popping. Don't worry about it. It's not breakage necessarily. That's just unfortunately what it is because now those little fine hairs start to attach to the other hair, your other lock. You're going to hear it, okay, or you're going to feel it. Once again, it's the most critical time to be gentle and take your time. Now, here is a good point. If you are separating your locks, right, I was going to show you guys again, but if you are separating your locks and you realize that piece of it won't come out, if you realize that piece of it is stuck and it won't move or actually pull out, don't pull it. That simply means that you are trying to separate piece of your strands of your hair that do not belong with the other lock. So be careful because no, that is breakage. You are literally breaking your hair out if you do that. And now that piece of hair, You can always attach it to another hair, or your loctician can attach it to another hair when they're doing your hair, but you don't want that because you don't want to have your locks with pieces of hair all over the place all the time. You know what I mean? Like your locks should still be aligned. So for each lock itself, each lock should have its own hair or pieces of hair, strands of hair to it. So the second way that you can separate your locks is after you moisturize your locks. So say you're not washing your locks this particular week, but your locks need to be moisturized. Also your roots may need to be moisturized. What you can do is do your regular moisturizing. I think I said that right, but you get what I'm saying, right? So after you moisturize your locks, go ahead and separate your locks from the roots. Don't wait. So I have been doing that. Here's another important tip. You want to make sure that you retain as much moisture in your locks as possible. Now, one way of doing that is to wear a satin cap or cover your locks at night. Your hair needs moisture, okay? It needs the moisture, because especially now I can speak from my 4C here. It is freezing cold here in Maryland, and I tell you now, my hair tends to get drier in the cold weather than in the hot weather. So right now I have to literally moisturize my hair every day to every other day, and I can tell when my hair needs that moisture because when I feel my hair is dry, it's like I didn't put any moisture in there the day before. And that's because I know my hair now, right? I know my hair, and again I have color hair as well, so that's two different things going on with my locks. So the satin cap at night, it just helps to retain the moisture from within, okay, from within your locks. I say if you're gonna go without a satin cap, then have a satin pillowcase, right? And if you want to breeze your locks out a little bit, then that's fine, because hey, to be honest, I don't love to cover my hair at night, but I only do it because I know it's important. But I have 1 or 2 nights where I may go to my bed without satin cap, but I do have a satin pillowcase, so my hair is not being damaged or anything like that in that process of me sleeping. And I mean, sometimes it's like you feel free. You know, you ever like go to sleep without a satin, with nothing on your hair, and wake up and be like, oh, that feels so good. And so I really and truly try to make sure I, take care of my locks any means necessary. Okay, any means necessary. So here's another very, very helpful tip. This one is very important. You ready? You ready? Make sure that you drink lots of water. Didn't see that coming, did you? Listen, when I say this is critical, it is critical. I mean, it's not just for people with locks. Drinking water is so important. Guys, do your research. If you're not drinking water, I don't know what you're waiting for. Drink water instead of juice, okay? Throughout the day. It actually helps too. It helps with hair growth and everything. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water to retain the moisture in your locks from within. It is very important. It's also another way to water your locks. You just water your locks from within. So not only are you moisturizing your locks from the outer roots, you're also doing it from within. No, but I'm serious, guys. Make sure that you drink lots of water. It really helps. It helps a lot, okay? Okay, so here is the last tip. And this tip is also very important. If you're having any difficulties at all keeping moisture in your locks, do a co-wash, okay? Now, when I had loose natural, I used to co-wash all the time, even when I had chemical relax hair. Now, the reason why co-wash is so important when it comes to locks is because sometimes if you have really dry, brittle hair, you don't want to always shampoo your hair all the time. If you just wash your hair this week, if you notice your hair is really dry and brittle, it's okay to do a co-wash. A co-wash is when you go into the shower and you run the water all over your hair without adding shampoo. Now, here is the thing. You can add conditioner if you want, or you don't have to. You can simply just wash your hair using, well, maybe I shouldn't say wash, but you can simply moisturize your hair using only water. Because sometimes when you do the whole spray bottle business and you're spraying the water in your locks, I'm trying to get the moisture in, we have locks So it's hard sometimes to get that water to penetrate through your locks. So sometimes it's really good to just go into the shower and just run the water all over your hair. And believe it or not, it's one of the #1 best moisture for your locks. Now you can simply use a very light oil and just moisturize your locks while the water is in your locks. And that is a great time as well to go ahead and separate your locks from the roots without having any breakage. That is my last tip, guys, and I'm telling you, it works. I've done it. I have done it, and I've been doing that even before my last Get to This length. There is different ways and different methods that you can use to maintain a healthy looking locks on your head, right? And also to retain length. And the benefit is it also helps to maximize your hair growth. So these are my tips. These have been working. I hope they help somebody out there. If you have locks as usual, please comment below. I love when you guys comment. I've been getting some comments lately and I am loving it. I will definitely be replying. I appreciate the time that you take to comment. I love it. I also want to take this time as usual to thank all of my new subscribers who subscribe. I see you coming in. I appreciate it. Also want to thank all of my other subscribers who stay with me. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Can't wait to see you. I miss you already. Can't wait to see you. Bye.